If you crack first, Dave, it won't make you any less of a man.
I'm nowhere near cracking.
Neither am I, my friend.
Dave. And oh, Matthew, what is it now? For God's sake, no one's smoking, okay? But nothing! You know what we need around here is an anti-whining ordinance. So just sip your sniveling little lip and all your skinny ass out of.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Wes. I hope I don't look too disheveled. It's been quite a few days here in the Thinking Critical household, but I am here. We're going to talk about the latest news regarding Heroes Reborn, something Joe Corallo and I on the channel just last week were joking about. That, hey, maybe it's time for Marvel to do Heroes Reborn as well, since they're rehashing everything else. Well, the joke was on me, and the joke was on you folks, because Heroes Reborn is coming in 2021. And here to talk with me about that is the X-Men historian, the Marvel aficionado. Doc, how you doing?
I'm very, very amused by this, but I'm also very happy to see that you're doing good with everything going on, man.
Well, I appreciate that, and I do appreciate all the thoughts and prayers from the viewers. We heard you loud and clear, and we got good news. So hopefully, my son will be home tomorrow, and I'll have good news, and I'll share that in the community tab. Now, getting into Heroes Reborn, Doc, this was an idea. It was almost like a DC Comics Crisis reboot, correct?
Yeah, it was. All of their, I guess you could say, their core line. The non-Spider line, the non-X line, back in the 90s was really, really struggling. They decided, well, what better way to, revitalize that line with, Captain America, Iron Man, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, than to bring in the creators that had already left Marvel in the first place during the Exodus that made the Spider line and the X line so untouchable and just such behemoths to begin with. So they decided to bring in as much of the guys from the original Image 7 as they could. They brought in
we don't want all the details, Doc.
Yeah, they just brought in Rob and Jim.
Try to bring in old talent and revitalize the line by bringing in old talent and basically rebooting the line. Now that does not appear what we're getting this time, Doc.
No, not at all.
It appears that we're getting what was that called? Infinity Wars. We're getting a lot of characters that are, basically mashups of other characters up here. Is this Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, or is this Scarlet Witch and Enchantress? It appears that Ben Grimm and Reed Richards never joined the Fantastic Four. They're a member of
Shield.
And then we've got what do they call him? The Dr. Jugs? I don't know. What do you want to call it?
Yeah, like Dr. Juggernaut? I don't know. Juggerdoom?
It's a D-Jugs.
Yeah. Juggerdoom. I have no idea. But yeah, it's
so
a
I
mashup.
think people would be excited if Marvel brought back all the talent that had them humming and working at a very high level, even as recent as like the later 2000s.
Yeah, like the mid-late 2000s, if they were bringing in guys like Olivier Copiel, Steve McNiven, and Brian Hitch, and all those other guys that were really just kind of knocking it out of the park for Marvel in the mid 2000s before they all kind of up and left. Or even if they would have brought in some of the writers like Mark Miller, Warren Ellis, Bendis, but that would have been a bad
Bendis
choice.
Was the best writer in comics.
He was at the time. But not anymore. But no, I mean, if they would have brought in, if it would have been a talent reborn, the same way that the original Heroes Reborn was kind of a talent reborn, maybe then it would have been interesting. But instead, it looks like we're just getting some weird reversion of Infinity Warps.
So we have not talked about this before, and I'm assuming you're somewhat on the same wavelength that I am, that this is going to be spinning out of this Phoenix Force tournament in Avengers.
I can't figure out whether or not. I mean, that would be the thing that it seems like, especially with that first image with Coulson, because I know I haven't been reading Avengers, but I read the first dozen or so issues, and I know Coulson's doing something with the Squadron Supreme, and I know Squadron Supreme's involved somehow in this Phoenix tournament thing, and Coulson was one of the first people in these teaser images. So that would have been my idea, but at the same time, I don't understand how that works at this point.
I don't either. I think the Phoenix Force must like wipe out all the 616s that exist, and there's going to be a new 616 Reborn. Obviously, at first they called this Marvel Comics Rebirth. That didn't work because that is so heavily associated with DC Comics. They went to Heroes Reborn. Talk about bad branding.
Yeah, because as much fun and as much as those original Heroes Reborn books sold, they got basically wiped out almost overnight and made irrelevant and stuck into a pocket universe. And I think Rob Liefeld covered this on his podcast when he was talking about Heroes Reborn.
Is there anything about these images that piques your interest? It appears that we do see the number 42. That was important in Marvel Civil War. That was Prison 42, where they were sending heroes that did not want to sign up for the registration. They were sending them into the negative zone. Obviously, we got the Doctor Doom Juggernaut mashup with.
I feel like this is like some weird alternate history thing, because this also could be spinning out of the King in Black as well, because there's been phenomenal amounts of destruction already in King in Black, and you can't just wipe that away. You can't just beat the villain and look, everything's fine again.
I assume that Dylan Brock can do that.
Maybe he'll have a symbiote construction.
He's got an undefined power set, Doc.
Yeah.
That's
and he'll
Scream's MacGuffin.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair. But so there's so many different events going on right now throughout the Marvel Universe. I don't know which one this one spins out of.
Well, initially they called it Avengers Rebirth. Now it's Heroes Reborn. So it's got to be the Phoenix Force tournament. Now, I obviously just reviewed Avengers 41, one of the worst comics I've ever read. Certainly the worst comic of 2021 so far. Let's look at the rest of the images. We've got Thanos, but he's not wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. He's wearing the Infinity Stones as rings, kind of like the Mandarin. Hey, we haven't seen that idea before. This is new and exciting, right, Doc? We also got Coulson is running for office. One of the signs says Coulson. He's unique. Then we also have
Alpha
Flight, but we have a different version of Wolverine. He's got some adamantium like bars sticking out of him. Looks like we got Shaman, Sasquatch, the Red Guardian. Who else we got in there?
I think that's Aurora, maybe. I'm not entirely certain. It looks like, and it could have been that they got merged or something. And it looks like Gladiator / Vindicator / Weapon Alpha got merged in with Box. Yeah, Shaman, Sorcerer Supreme. So yeah, you got it has a very Infinity Warps feel to it.
So Infinity Warps only happened like 2 years ago, right?
It happened like last year, dude, and it was a giant failure.
It was, other than the image of Wolverine wearing the gauntlet with the claws out of it. That was cool.
That was from the Wolverine and the Infinity Watch miniseries. That wasn't part of That wasn't part of Infinity Warps.
Well, damn it! Nothing was cool.
No, there was literally, it was just a useless little thing that they were doing, and it was because they didn't have a clear focus for what it was. So as a result, the readers didn't have a clear focus for what it was and didn't care enough to buy it.
So is there anything intriguing that when you see it in these three images, you're like, damn it, Wes, I got to get me some of that?
From the 6 images or so that
there's 7 because there's a Hulk one as well, but it was a different ratio to the rest.
Yeah, from what I've seen from all these, nothing about this seems interesting at all.
It's all generic reboot crap.
It's generic other world what if shit.
Election in X-Men too. Like, ooh, great, more elections.
This is just bullshit what if stuff.
I like what if stuff, but I don't understand why it's an enormous series.
Yeah, I know. You don't make what if books and events. Made that mistake with Infinity Warps. They're making it with this.
How about this? What if Marvel made an event that didn't just turn everybody off? Besides, something Donny Cates Venom related. Wouldn't that be?
That would have been House of X, Powers of X, and then they dropped the ball on that too.
Yeah. And people get mad at me. They say that's not an event. That was a reboot.
Oh, fine, whatever. arguing fucking semantics. No, but nothing about this seems interesting. Do an event that actually matters and that actually has some build up, Marvel.
How about something unique, something original, something that you haven't been rehashing? I mean, Heroes Reborn, people don't remember it fondly. It's like they're redoing Clone Saga for Miles Morales.
Yeah, I feel like it's this weird like rule of 25 thing that they're going through and deciding to just copy all of their own homework. They already got done copying their homework from the 2000s and now from the 80s, so now they have to copy their own homework from the 90s. No, you already did this, Marvel. Stop just doing the exact same shit. They're like
it's not even the exact same thing. They're reusing the name, but they're redoing Infinity War.
Yeah, the same way that they did with Secret Wars, the same way they did with Civil War 2, Infinity War. They're just copying the names and then using it as it's kind of very Marvel-esque of the 21st century to take a name that has some degree of nostalgia to it, hollow out everything about it, and wear it as a fucking skin suit. Because that's what they're doing. I cannot
wait for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur Extremis.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Never mind. She's going to be the new Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't want to see a 9-year-old with the Phoenix Force like devouring planets and murdering people?
Actually, I kind of wouldn't mind that one. As long as it kills the Marvel Universe and we can fucking have
we can get Heroes Reborn.
Yes. Have an actual Heroes Reborn.
Hey, we're having an actual Heroes Reborn. It starts in April.
I disagree.
It's the same song and dance. It feels like I talk about this every month when Marvel releases their solicitations. Oh, great. They're rehashing another idea that failed the first time.
I know that they're trying to bank on nostalgia because at this point, they have no one in that office with a single original goddamn idea.
No, it's the House of No Ideas.
Yes, it's literally the House of No Ideas. If they think they're being clever, they're missing the mark by a mile.
They're not being clever. They're being lazy. What can we rehash that we haven't done, this month that we can make some money on and push our death date a little bit further away before Disney comes down and squashes us?
Probably. That's probably the logic on this because not a single person in that office has a single original idea, and they need to start looking outside of their office very, very quickly.
Has run its course. It's time for some new blood.
And it needs to start with the entire editorial staff. Get rid of them, and then start axing creators wholesale. Like friggin' Freddy Krueger in a high school party. Just slashing right through the whole party.
Great. Heroes Reborn 2021 literally was the punchline to a joke that Joe Corrado and I told on the channel not too long ago. And it happened. Next month it will be Riri Williams' Demon in a Bottle or Demon in a Latte, whatever they decide to call it.
Yeah.
It's the same crap over and over again. How are you supposed to get excited, Doc? You were the Marvel aficionado, you're the X-Men historian. How are people supposed to get excited for this?
The whole point
is for the 14 people that have fond memories of Heroes Reborn.
I don't even think it's not, because they're bringing in all of the terrible ideas and terrible writing of the 21st century and 1996 mixed with none of the good art.
Yeah. Well, Marvel's art's actually picking up a little bit, but I'm sure none of them will be working on Heroes Reborn.
No, I think the only guy in there that looked like they were, the only artist that actually is competent that was in that group of, promo pieces was really, I think that was Alan Davis.
Yeah, but he ain't doing the event.
No, he'll do some images for those Alpha Flight books and Alpha Flight Earth's Mightiest Heroes or some crap. That's it. And you'll have, some nobody from that they picked up on deviant art from a third world country in doing the interiors because they're cheap.
Well, I'm in a third world country. It's not that bad, Doc. I don't know why you're pointing this out like this.
I what I'm saying is they're just going to go for the
Fuck
cheapest.
your Nuggets, man.
All right.
I don't know. I got nothing left to say about Heroes Reborn other than wah wah. Hey DC, you think you're pissing people off and people are starting to get nervous? We got one back for you. Let's take it up a notch. That's one.
It's
business as usual.
Yeah, it seems like for the last 2 years, Marvel and DC have just been trading off. Okay, just don't fuck this up, and you'll take over, and you'll be fine for like the next year, and then they screw it up.
They're in the world's longest lasting dog measuring contest to see who can piss off their lifelong readers the most.
Yeah.
I think DC's personally in the lead right now because there's been so much of it, but Marvel is going to catch up and surpass them. It's Marvel.
Oh yeah, they're really good at that. So no, this looks like it's destined for failure from the time that it was promo.
I've got a new name for this event. It's called DOA.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.